Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your
You sick? Take a long nap.
Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Squarespace, my go-to when I want to quickly and easily build a website, buy a domain, and launch it in a matter of minutes.
Mount Alliance.
Now, I've used Squarespace since before Froknows Photo ever existed and still use it for my personal website at jaredpolin.com. Not only is it simple, easy, and affordable to use, but if you're looking to sell your work online, Squarespace has online stores, offers Squarespace payments so you can accept Apple Pay, Afterpay, and more, and even lets you invoice customers. The truth of the matter is, they make it easy to do everything from build a site, sell your work, and get paid. It's great to see Squarespace continue to evolve with the times and keep giving us more and more. To get your 14-day free trial, head on over to squarespace.com/FroKnowsPhoto. If you decide it's for you, use the code FroKnowsPhoto at checkout to get 10% off your first order. First up,
You okay?
I'm still sick. Yeah, I'm on the back end of the flu, I think.
You don't look so hot. You need some help?
And I'm nowhere near 100%. I'm like 10% off from Squarespace. Anyway, with that being said, the news must go on.
Martyrs inspire.
But only with 2 stories right now, because I don't know if I have the energy for more. So bear with me. First up, Nikon has announced an update to their super popular Coolpix P1000, introducing the P1100. The biggest feature of this point-and-shoot camera is a 24 to 3000 millimeter, 35 millimeter equivalent zoom. You might be saying to yourself, how do you pull such a thing off like that zoom? And the answer is simple, a teeny tiny 16 megapixel sensor.
The size, mate. It's how you use it.
It's basically a sensor that you would find in a cell phone, but with a huge lens attached to it. Now let me get some
Are you okay?
Let's get some specs out of the way before I crap all over them. As I just mentioned, it has a 16 megapixel sensor, 125 time optical zoom that can be pushed to 250 times with something called dynamic fine digital zoom, which will give you up to 6,000 millimeters of zoom, mind you, digital. And guess what your photos will look like at 6,000 millimeters?
What does it look like?
Crap. Now, in terms of shooting modes, you have nightscape, light trails, star trails, and a new fireworks show. You still have the popular moon mode, which does work pretty well, and now bird mode, which optimizes the camera for capturing birds. No shit. Now, in terms of video, you can shoot 4K movies at 30 frames per second, and when it comes to stills, they're honestly going to suck. Look, this isn't a camera for people who like quality. This is a camera for people who just want cell phone quality with a massive zoom, and they're happy with it. I'm not happy, but they're gonna be happy with shitty photos. The P1000 was a super popular point and shoot, and I reviewed it. I took it out to a baseball game and found it was more fun to use as a camcorder than as a stills camera because obviously the image quality sucked. Nikon didn't do much to refresh the camera this time around, but for the people buying it, they don't know the difference. Now, before you say, why are you being such a dick while you're sick? No, I'm always a dick, sick or not. The facts are the facts.
Fact is a term demanding an equal answer with a...
This is not a camera you get for quality. This is a camera you get because you want a big zoom and basic pictures and videos, and that's fine. Just know what you're getting. Now, for those interested, it's priced around the cost of an iPhone 16 Pro Max, which is $1,100, but this thing can't make a phone call. And finally, in the biggest news of the week, Nikon is the first of the big 3 to announce a first-party 35mm f1.2 full-frame mirrorless lens. That means Nikon has completed their Hebrew trinity of 1.2 lenses with the 85, 50, and now 35 1.2. Canon, on the other hand, has a 50 and an 85, but no 35 1.2. And Sony, well, they only have a 50 1.2, no 85, and no 35. Now, before you Nikon fan people claim victory, both Canon and Sony have 28-70 f2s, a lens that's more versatile for the masses that Nikon also does not have. Regardless, Nikon's 35 1.2 is a beautiful lens. It weighs in at 2.34 pounds or 1,060 grams. It's 5.9 inches long, has a focus ring that covers almost the entire lens, doesn't have an aperture ring, which I personally think it shouldn't have anyway, has a few custom buttons, a control ring, 11 rounded aperture blades, and dual STM focus motors. I took this lens out into the real world on the Nikon Z9, to photograph a chef friend, and I'm extremely pleased with the results. The focus was fast and accurate. You couldn't tell that it was actually moving because it was always in focus. The colors and clarity popped as expected, and it did everything I expected a 35 1.2 to do. As a photojournalist, I love a 35mm focal length. It's perfect for environmental portraits, meaning you can get close to your subject but still retain the environment around them. Whereas with an 85 or 135, you lose everything but your subject. In fact, when I switched from Nikon to Sony in 2019, Sigma's 35 1.2 was my go-to lens while on the road with Bernie. And a few years later, when I switched to Canon, I felt that the 28-70 f2 was more valuable and retired the Sigma altogether. So who is this Nikon 35 1.2 for?
I don't know. Tell me.
Well, full-time pros who make money and want the best of the best with Honor Sir quality. Oh, and can afford the $2,800 price tag. Damn! Now, this isn't a lens for most, and I don't expect Nikon to sell a ton of them, but if I shot Nikon, I'd already have this lens on order. There you have it. That's your sick photo news fix. Thank you very much for watching. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.